Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a different type of video that I usually do, but I'm also going to be doing my makeup at the same time so you guys don't lose interest. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the submarine vessel, Titan, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'm not going to take too long to get into the intro because I don't want you guys to lose interest. So I'm gonna input the makeup look that I'm doing right here, and yeah. Okay guys, so first we're gonna start off with on who the 5 people were in the submarine. So first we have Stockton Rush, the CEO. Second we have Hamish Harding, which from what I read he's a billionaire. Paul Henry, which is he is a son, Sulman, and then Shahzada Dawood. They were looking to go, they went to go to the wreck of the Titanic to go look at it and for research purposes, the North Atlantic Ocean. I also just want to say that the youngest person that was on this submarine is 19 years old. So honestly, my heart goes out to their family, and you know, it's really sad what happened, and yeah, it's really insensitive to the people who are making jokes about it. Like, they're saying, oh, they're rich, blah blah blah. Yeah, they're rich, but that doesn't mean that they deserve to die. That doesn't mean that they deserve to die such a horrible way. But yeah, my heart goes out to them, and I hope their family is okay. They were true explorers. They loved adventure. They loved exploring and wanted to protect the oceans. Okay, so now let's start on what the submarine was made of. Okay, so first, it was 23,000 pounds. It was made of carbon fiber and and titanium relied on by a $20 video game controller. Okay, which that sounds like a horrible idea, like horrible. So along with that, a lot of people have had concerns about this project since like 2018, 2019, and multiple times. There's multiple people who have told Stockton Rush, which is the guy who has helped building it, like, look, this is not gonna work. Somebody's gonna end up dying. 2 former OceanGate employees years ago expressed safety concerns about the vessel's hull, including thickness of material and testing procedures. Also, OceanGate had some lawsuits against them because about their safety concerns and how they went about things. So this could have been avoided if OceanGate did a safety review, and OceanGate faced a series of mechanical problems and inclement weather conditions. Lawsuits, including some high-paying customers, recouped the cost of trips they didn't take. OceanGate overstated its ability to reach the Titanic wreckage, and OceanGate did not respond to these claims in court. That's what I noticed is a pattern of OceanGate. They don't respond to things. They, like, even after this accident, they didn't respond. They never respond. What the hell? Also, the vessel was never certified by a qualified third-party organization through a traditional assessment. It was also designed by NASA with University of Washington with Stockton Rush. Stockton Rush, from what I read, he built this thing with them. So David Lockridge, which is director of marine operations at OceanGate, said it required more testing. And not only that, David Lockridge left the company in 2018, the company being OceanGate. It came out that the viewport for the Titan was only certified up to 1,300 meters, less than a third of needed to reach the Titanic. So this thing was never, it had, from the jump, it had a lot of issues. It needed to be tested right. They really needed to do more testing. They needed to rebuild this. I don't know. They needed to do something better. Host Josh Gates says he dove in Titanic sub but decided against going down again to film because the craft did not perform well. The reason he went with them is he thought this would be a good opportunity for him to get footage of the Titanic. A huge opportunity. And I quote, this is what he said: "There's more to the history and design of the Titan that's not been made public. Concerning designs." In 2018, leaders in the submersible craft industry were so worried about the experimental approach of OceanGate, more than 36 of them signed a letter to the company that warned of possible catastrophic problems of the design. So let's get into why they were diving at all. They were diving because, so first off, OceanGate is a private company that organizes expeditions that can last up to 9 days to travel to shipwrecks and underwater canyons. They provide crewed submersibles for commercial projects and scientific research. Carl Stanley was aboard the Titan for an undersea excursion off the coast of Bahamas in April 2019. He felt there was something off with the vessel when loud noises were heard. The day after Stanley went, after he went with them, he sent an email to Stockton Rush, which is the CEO of the vessel, sounding alarms on suspected defects. This is, and I quote, "What we heard, in my opinion, sounded like a flaw/defect in one area being acted on by tremendous pressures and being crushed and damaged." That was in Stanley's email. From the intensity of the sounds, the fact that they never totally stopped at the depth, there were sounds about at 300 feet that were indicated a relaxing of stored energy would indicate that there's an area of hull that is breaking down, getting spongy. Okay, so this is really sad, but I'm sure everyone knows the Titan imploded on Sunday. That's what a lot of people believe, which is literally the day it left. And the implosion is currently under investigation by the Transportation Safety Board of Canada and U.S. Coast Guard. Such investigation will proceed only if the examination of circumstances indicate criminal, federal, or provincial laws that have possibly been broken. The Transportation Board mission is to advance transportation safety. Stanley says Rush did not respond to him in writing after Stanley sent him the email. Stockton Rush likely rebuilt the vessel using the same material used to build planes. And then another person warned Stockton Rush about the dangers of this going for that expedition. A dive master who has led multiple expeditions to the Titanic warned Rush in 2018 about the safety of the submersible, telling Rush he is putting himself and his clients in danger. Which the guy who said that his name is McCollum, member of the Marine Technology Society, expressed concerns over what they said was the company's experimental approach. Keyword experimental. Everybody kept saying it was experimental approach. Also said that until a sub is class tested and proven, it should not be used for commercial deep dive operations. Rush canceled dives and cut up the Titan after finding defects and built a new submersible in 2018, which I read costed about $1 million. Also, James Cameron was another person who raised concerns about this submersible or the Titan. And an acoustic listening system detected imploding sounds, which honestly, that video of them banging, I personally, maybe I don't know enough, but I personally think that was the imploding sounds, but what do I know? James Cameron believes that the Titan hull began to crack under pressure, and inside sensors gave the passengers a warning to that effect. Also, James Cameron, he had went down to the Titanic so many times. He said he spent more than the captain on the Titanic was on the Titanic. That makes sense. He spent more time on the Titanic than the captain did. And James Charles says this wreck is similar to the Titanic itself, where the captain was warned about the ice ahead, yet he still went on. Which, honestly, I think that's really interesting to say. Like, he was basically saying, like, because Stockton Rush was warned a lot about this, and he still did it. And I never mentioned this. Debris was found by a remotely operated vehicle about 1,600 feet away from the bow of the Titanic. And let's mention that the Titanic is 13,000 feet deep, which is crazy that they went that deep. But like I said, it said that they were it imploded likely on Sunday. So honestly, rest in peace to those who died. Rest in peace, you got to them. It's really sad that they died, but I mean, I was talking about it with my mom, and she said, you know what, at least they died doing what they loved. And it's true. I mean, they loved exploring the waters. From what I read, they were true explorers, loved adventure, loved exploring, and they died exploring the ocean. So I guess they died doing what they loved. And, you know, at least I'm sure they were really scared, but likely, I didn't mention this. I mentioned that it imploded, but their bodies likely liquefied. Well, they did liquefy. So now they're one with the water. Or probably in heaven. Yeah. So yeah.
What happens to human bodies when a sub implodes? Your body is essentially meat with several sacs and hollows of air inside of it. And when you're cruising around on Earth's surface, you're used to about 1 atmosphere of pressure. Down here, where the Titan submersible got Thanos snapped, it's about 400 atmospheres. That's about 6,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. But how many square inches is a human being? The average adult male is about 5'9" and weighs approximately 200 pounds. If you work that out, it's about 21 square feet, which is about 3,000 square inches. So you've got 3,000 square inches and 6,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. That's 18 million pounds of pressure. This is why the cutting-edge submersible that's going to keep all of that pressure away from your body. That is obviously not what happened on Titan. It basically became a tube of toothpaste in a hydraulic press. The upside to catastrophic implosions, that's not a sentence you ever think you're going to say, is that they happen very quickly. In the case of Titan, you're literally talking less than a millisecond, maybe even a nanosecond. That's what you keep hearing people say. They never knew it happened, but there's actually cool anatomy behind this. It takes time for information like pain to be transmitted through your nerves to your brain and be processed. In the case of pain, it takes approximately 100 milliseconds. That's 99 milliseconds longer than it took for the implosion. What's really crazy is it takes 13 milliseconds for you to process visual imagery, so that means you're crushed before you even know that you saw it. Now we're going to talk about leftovers, and this might get a little dark. If you're not interested in that, you don't have to stay for it. There were 5 people on the Titan submersible. Let's assume they weigh 180 pounds each. That means there's 900 pounds of remains that have to go somewhere. So why won't you find anything? First off, we have to deal with the cooking. Yes, cooking. That submersible has a giant air bubble inside of it, and when it fails, the pressure is going to compress that air, and when that happens, it heats up to about the temperature of the sun, which is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. If there was anything left after the Ocean Instapot event, it would be immediately reduced to a gel. And that gel-like substance would be ejected out of all of the seams of that now crushed submersible at extremely high velocity. That press-formed and cooked meat product will now enter into the great circle of life where it will go on to become part of something else. Which I admit sounds dark, but that's where we all end up.
Watch this video, it's coming up right now.
Turn right, go down, go up. So we're coming into the sub. This is the only toilet available on a deep diving submersible. Best seat in the house. You can look out the viewport. We put a privacy screen in, turn up the music, and it's very popular. We have our control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back. We've taken a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller and these touch screens. So if you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you go back. Turn left, turn right, go down, go up. And it's Bluetooth, so I can hand it to anybody. And it's meant for a 16-year-old to throw it around, and super durable. We keep a couple of spares on board just in case. This is the second year we've been out to the Titanic. We went out in 5 8-day missions. We did about 10 dives to the wreck site of the Titanic, and we did an extra dive on an undiscovered reef that we found. Completely privately funded operation, and we're funded by, we call mission specialists who help support the mission. So they take quite a bit of money to come and join us. Years ago, the Russians took tourists out to the Titanic, and it was just sort of a look and see thing. We really are focusing on the science around it. We want to document what the wreck is like now, and also try to predict what it'll be like in the future.
Let's talk about the mechanics of the submersible.
Now let's talk about the mechanics of the submersible. It's not even a submarine at this point, it's a submersible. Okay, so they had a remote controller, video game controller as the control, but the joystick wouldn't act as an analog to the steering wheel of the vehicle, but would command a computer system within the vehicle that controls the steering. The submersible is controlled by a computer. If things went wrong, you would have to have knowledge of the computer systems would be needed. Okay. And gets more interesting. Titan was the size of a minivan with only enough room for 5 adults. So I'm going to input a picture. The submersible has limited power reserves and needs a support ship on the surface to launch and recover it. And while you were in the submersible, you had to sit cross-legged. And the submersible only had one button. Stockton Rush claims it's simple. It should be like an elevator. Also, no GPS was on the Titan at all. The only way they communicated was through text messages, which it was required to communicate every 15 minutes, which is just crazy to me because text messages, they say in the article, it says there's no any type of things underwater. So why would you be able to have text messages? If you guys get what I mean, like, is there even cell towers? There's not cell towers underwater. Like, this shit is wild. Okay, and also the game controller is used for wireless control. And in the event that the remote fails, the propellers can be controlled through an internal hardwire system, which it didn't really dive deep into that. Also, the craft operates under strict orders to keep distance from the Titanic wreckage and to avoid getting trapped in debris or entangled, because what if they got entangled? They would be stuck. Also, the Titan was held underwater by ballast, heavy weights that help stability, built to automatically be released after 24 hours to send the submersible to the surface. So obviously that failed. I don't know where or how that failed, but it failed, meaning they got stuck. Before the voyage occurred, crew members were told that they can release the ballast by rocking the ship or use a pump to knock the weights free, which would help. The weights were weighing down the submersible, which would help the submersible go to the surface. If all else fails, the lines securing the ballast are designed to fall apart after 24 hours to send it back to the surface of ocean. So obviously that didn't work. Something went wrong in the design. And honestly, now that I've read into this, I'm really curious on what went wrong. The Titan thrusters were powered by an external electrical system, while an internal system powered communication and a heater. So the submersible had a heater in it, but it did not last long. After boarding the Titan, temperature inside the vessel got hot quickly before becoming colder as it went down towards the ocean, the bottom of the ocean. Hot near the surface of the water and nearly freezing at the bottom. The crew members can sit on a low edge inside the vessel to look through the porthole. When a submersible stays in deep waters too long, hypothermia can be an issue. And this was also an article which I think is a really kind of important way to explain it. So going down into the ocean, they say only 5% of the ocean is discoverable, or you can like go in there, but a lot of the ocean is very undiscovered. So it's like visiting another planet, sunless, forever cold, and high pressure. And yeah, that's what I have right now. I'm probably gonna see if there's any more info I can look up, but yeah. Okay, so in conclusion, here's the latest updates on the submarine. So, one, debris was found at the seafloor that is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel, or the Titan, which is what they called the submersible. And a debris field had been found in the search area. And also they're currently under investigation as well by the Coast Guard. So, yeah.
Here's some footage of the Titan.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're sealed. We're in here. All right, we're inside and sealed in the submarine. I'm excited. First time in a submarine. It looks really cool in here too. Stock, I like what you did with the place. Looks cool.
You should have seen when I bought it.
Yeah. Keep in mind what you're looking at right now is the exact same submersible that imploded and killed 5 people. And also any footage you see of Stockton, of course, you know, he's passed away by now.
Tell them we're at 600 feet.
Titan is ready for dive.
Stockton's like, hold on, everybody. I guess we're about to go head first like this.
Here we go.
Oh, we're going right now? Oh, watch out for the toilet. Oh, we're doing it. Oh my Jesus. We are all upside down right now, you guys. Look at that. We're underwater. So we're officially underwater in a submarine right now. 33 feet, I believe, right? 10 meters. Yeah.
33 feet.
Are you ready for unlock, or are we unlocked? Is he saying we are unlocked, or are we ready for unlock?
Yes, say give him an okay. Give him an in the dome.
So what does that mean?
Looks like
He's going to
remove
go
locks.
pull the mechanical lock, and we're going to see how the pneumatic lock is doing. And there's a chance we'll pop off.
Still no pings from the top side.
Hey, Stockton, what are you using to control the submarine?
Ted, you're locked in. Okay to lock in?
Okay.
To go to dinner.
Okay.
Can he see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That means they're probably going to bring us up
Soon. Yeah, you know, because we've had no comms for
a while.
So you know I had to eat my last cookie.
This is a pretty.
It's the vertical. He's getting aggressive on us.
You guys are bubbles. Bet to come out.
Yeah, look at that.
That was a good blow. Not bad, huh?
Which way are we rolling? Okay, go left. Go
Left.
I think. Right, no, we need to central. Pretty good. We're good.
Whoa!
Here should come the roll. I think we want to go.
It's cool when we break the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. I think we go left. Lean a little left. Keep going left. Balancing. Oh, nice job, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's got one button, and that's it. Yeah, so we run the sub with this game controller. It's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller. If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you press back. You want to turn to the left, it's like that. You want to turn to the right, you turn to the right.
concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I might make a part 2, I might not, if any more information comes out. Thank you so much. I'll show you guys a picture of how my makeup came out. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, etc. Thank you.
This is how the makeup came out. Not the best, but still slay.